What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Thought OPPS. I am Still Biz. Episode 9, is it? Or 8?
It's not.
It's not. Because I do that every week. I'll be like one number off. I don't know. Okay, episode 9.
Hey, look.
Because these weeks go by too fast.
No, from now on, before we start the show, I'm going to let you know what episode we on.
Okay, well, that's your job because you are my assistant. so you're supposed to let me know these things. So we're on episode 9 of Thought OPPS. We have a guest this week. Yeah, it seems like we've been booked with guests. Like I think we're gonna be booked with guests for the rest of the month. And the beginning of the next month. Yeah,
we truly appreciate it. So we're very appreciative. Yeah. You know, everybody giving their time and everything. So
that's my co-host
EJ Briz.
Okay.
All my credentials will be in the description. I don't need the long introduction like Still. So.
Okay. And our guest, go ahead and say your name.
Demond Ballou.
Mm-hmm. And what is it that you do, Demond?
I'm an aspiring actor, I would say. Been acting probably since, I want to say seriously, probably for about 15 years, I want to say. Probably, I think 2007 was I think the first play that I did. And been, they say you get bit by a bug or whatever, or something like that. You get bit by the acting bug. So I've been doing it pretty much pretty consistently ever since then.
Yeah, I would say that you more than expired.
I'm like, what is expired?
Yeah.
Because we see you a lot of stuff. You on Amazon? We go on Amazon. We go on Tubi. We go on.
You in some movies
everywhere,
with some big names.
What's his name? What's his brother?
Omar Gooden.
Omar Gooden.
Omar Gooden.
Yeah. Hanging Omar Gooden.
Yeah.
What else was you in? Your name's his name?
Banger. I did recently The Lick. That was a dope experience. Movie called. Still waiting on it to come out, but this project called Tomorrow Echoes, which will be coming out pretty soon. And another project I did with John Delcerone, if I can't.
Yeah, John Delcerone, Johnny Filmwork.
Yeah, I worked with him.
Who was going to be on the show?
Yeah. I did an episode of what's it called? Damn, I forgot the name of it, honestly. It was like a web series that I did with him. It was cool.
Was it Heist Girl? Or?
No, it wasn't Heist Girl. It was
Yeah, because I seen you in one. It was Single and Ready.
Single and Ready. That's it. My bad, John. I forgot the name. Yeah. That was Single and Ready. That was dope.
I watched Single and Ready, Banger, and Assassins.
Oh, Assassin Game. Yeah.
What was the first movie that I saw you in a long time ago with Mike Berry?
Yeah, that was Banger.
That was Banger. Yeah. That was a long time.
It seemed like it was long. That was long ago. Yeah, 2015. Yeah, I think it came out in 16.
Hey, for real? Why does that seem like a long? That was a long time ago.
Yeah, we shot it in 15.
I feel like it, but to us, it seems like it's not a long time ago.
Right.
But if you tell somebody that's like 19, that was ages ago. Like, you guys are million years old. Yeah.
So when you started off acting in these movies, like how was it acting? Because like Omar Gooden, just use it for example. I mean, he's been in a lot of movies.
Right.
Probably one of my favorite movies is Baby Boy. So he's in Baby Boy. I mean, did you feel any type of intimidation or?
I'm not gonna lie to you, a little bit, because you've seen him in. I mean, I remember watching him as a kid. With all the sitcoms,
Smart Guy,
and all that. Stuff. I think he did with like Nickelodeon and stuff like that. So he's been like almost like a child star. So he actually been like growing up with him. So I've been, it was a little bit intimidating seeing him like, dang. I felt like I held my own, but it was definitely a dope experience working with him. Okay. Even though I didn't actually, have no scenes with him to be on the same screen with Clifton Powell. We all know what he's been doing.
Especially Pinky.
Yeah, Pinky. Everybody Pinky. He's been in classic like Minister Society. It was definitely a dope experience doing that. And shout out to Mike and Tina for giving me that opportunity.
Is it exhausting sometimes, like doing the like trying to find work or trying?
Yeah, I mean it is tough. At times, you go through kind of you know, hot and cold spots. You know, sometimes you be booking stuff, and then sometimes you go through, you know, months of time where you don't book nothing. You know, so I mean, that's just the game, I guess.
What was one of your best memories of like doing what you're doing?
I would probably say working on Banger and also with doing Assassin's Game. Shout out to Keith Collins, you know, for giving me the opportunity to work on that, you know, and doing the you know, the stunts and doing the choreographing the you know, the fight scenes and whatnot. He had to, you know, had us working out and choreographing all these different fight scenes for like months in advance. So that was definitely a challenge. That's something I had never done before. He's like a, you know, an actual, you know, martial artist.
Yeah,
so,
I just met him. I just met Keith Collins last week, because it's another project that we, you know, want to put out. Another project we're talking about doing the different works together. But we just like met. I've known him through social media. Well, not really know him, but we follow each other on social media. But then, you know, you see people in passing on social media. It's different, because back in the day we only see people in passing in the hallway. You know what I'm saying? Or like at the club. You know what I'm saying? But now we see people in passing, never speak to them, but we know who they are. On social media. And I like met him. It's like, okay, yeah, you still busy. You do the comedy thing. And then he's like, oh yeah, you do the action movie thing.
He's just working on the set with all these different guys, with all these like guys are like black belts, like real martial artists. They've been doing it forever. You know what I'm saying? I had no experience doing that, to have that opportunity to learn, and it was a dope experience. I thought it came out pretty good.
Okay, not to get too much in your, I'm not trying to pry in your business.
No.
But how is like the you know, the writer's strike right now? How is that affecting you any, or?
Yeah, I mean, I do notice, because I'll be checking the you know, the audition sites and whatnot. I did kind of notice like the auditions kind of slowed up a little bit. So yeah, I definitely think it's you know, affecting the game right now.
Yeah, pay those writers.
Yeah, it's a possibility that you know, SAG might go on strike as well. So who knows?
Because I got a niece. I have a niece that's a trained actress, and I think she's a part of that in a certain sense. Like I be feeling like it's sometimes like doing stuff. I be feeling intimidated to ask her to do stuff, because it's like I know how good she is and like how she's been working at her craft since she's been like a little kid. But I was like, today I sent her the audition for what we're doing, like, you know, because it's different when you're doing like urban films opposed to like she do like Hamlet and like Shakespeare type stuff. But then I've seen her do other things that are more like, I wouldn't say urban, but I would say like more eclectic, to the idea of mixing urban with a feel of Caucasian society. You know what I'm saying? And I love watching that stuff.
We know.
Yeah, Rick know I love. I said Rick. Eric know that I love watching that stuff. All my friends got like 4 friends with Rick in their damn name. Eric, Rick, all these things.
I'm glad you got friends.
well, associates and like you assistants.
Yeah, assistants.
Yeah, you might be fired after today. But yeah, so I was see maybe miss my. Oh yeah, I like stuff like that, and but the acting thing and being able, because you know, when I was in college, I took like theater classes and stuff, and it was dope. It's just a chance to, writing and acting is very therapeutic, wouldn't you say?
Right. Yeah, definitely.
It's very therapeutic. So it's a chance to get outside of who you are and to be somebody else, and to see the world in a different sense. Right. So and I feel like that's why a lot of writers' and actors, their minds are so broad. Right. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people like people will be like, why do you read so much? Because it's a chance to get outside of myself and a chance to get outside of just not knowing anything. Right. When you read, it's so much that you would learn, so much you would know when you read. Okay. Yeah. And when you and you're acting too, you're acting like somebody else.
Right. Yeah.
So what advice can you give to someone that's trying to come up, like me personally? I just recently got a couple. Well, I had a scene in The Lick, and I've never acted before in my life. I auditioned, But I mean, it was something new. It was very interesting.
Right.
But you know, I know a lot of times you can't just jump into it. You know, you have to study your craft and everything. Yeah. So
absolutely.
You know, what kind of advice can you give somebody that's just now starting off, or somebody that's just interested in doing it?
I would say, you know, you probably get some classes or you know, do theater, because I think that's the best way to learn, because theater and doing movies is like
two different things.
Apples and oranges, like two completely different things. It's like you over and over and over and over again. You know, with theater, so it's like, and you're working with usually very experienced, you know, directors and things like that who've been doing it for a long time. So I would say, yeah, like try to get into theater.
Wouldn't you say theater is more difficult or more disciplined?
I definitely think so.
Yeah,
I definitely think so.
Yeah, I've heard it, because it's like, it seems like you have to not only know your lines, but you have to know everybody's lines.
Right, you gotta project a certain way.
When I go to my niece's place, bruh, it's like I have a whole different respect for her. Like, how do you remember all that stuff so well and you don't mess up, and then you see some really talented people that's there with her.
Like you gotta basically gotta know your lines and their lines. You know, and you gotta be in the right place. You gotta, you know, with theater, you gotta have the blocking gotta be right, as far as like where you stand, and so the audience can hear you and see your face at the same time. So so it's not like a camera where it's gonna get this perfect angle, but you gotta project it in a way where the audience can see your face. And so
would you ever see yourself on Broadway?
I mean, I could. I mean, I've thought about it. You know what I'm saying?
Have you ever been to a Broadway play?
Yeah, I believe.
No, you probably haven't. You don't have any culture. But,
you're using the word culture wrong.
No, that actually, culture is a part. The word culture is used correctly when you're talking about acting.
Can you take a joke?
No, actually, but yeah. So anyway, you can see yourself doing Broadway, right?
I can see it. Yeah.
Now, is there one that you prefer over the other, like theater or film?
I mean, honestly, I prefer film. You know,
it's like,
just you know,
who does it?
For, you know, where I have got a family and I got a full-time job, so it's less time consuming than theater, because you got, you know what I'm saying, you got to do like 8 weeks of rehearsal, you know, most of the time, and then a lot of these plays have like a, you know, 4 or 6 week run, you know what I'm saying? So
you can't mess up.
Right.
Like
right.
you can do,
right.
You can
you can retake, cut, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, that's the only thing from a time, you know, from a time perspective, you know, it's I would prefer to do film, you know.
Gotcha.
Okay. Like some things that's we're about to flip around a little bit, because we talk about different things that go on during the week, different topics, and I kind of want to be a little antagonistic today, because I think Eric said something that kind of it kind of bothered me, because it made him seem like he was being like a little judgmental about the world and my country, which is now America, which, you know, I'm a citizen of.
You want to talk about your president?
No, because I want to talk about not the president falling, because he needs some milk. I saw that, I was like, that brother needs some milk. He was like, man, he felt like it was like a Medea movie.
It's like about his third, fourth time.
It's like
this year.
Yeah, I'm gonna start calling him Fall Guy.
Yeah,
that's gonna be his nickname.
You got somebody walk with him.
But you made a comment a couple of weeks ago, or maybe it was last week. No, it was 2 weeks ago.
I don't remember.
Okay, the comment you said was you made a comment. I don't remember the exact comment, but I'm gonna paraphrase. You was like, "Yeah, America." Something you were talking about freedom. We're talking about freedom in America. And you said, well, America, you said, no, because you remember you said they're talking about like getting rid of, certain books. Well, they're just getting rid of certain books. And I was saying, America's freer than most countries around.
You talking about the conversation me and you was having amongst each other?
No, we were having it on the show.
I don't remember this.
You don't remember?
Go ahead.
You must be sleepy. But
I do not remember this.
Dude, we had a conversation. We was talking about. I will go and I will put the clip right in between what we're talking about right now.
Do that.
So you said that America. You said America doesn't have, like, you said something about. You said they're getting rid of the books in Florida. That's what you said. And I said this. America have more freedom than most other countries, right? And this is. I saw something this week, and I was like, and it brought me back to that. I saw North Korea. A family, including a 2-year-old, was sentenced to life in prison for having a Bible in their house.
That's crazy.
And that is crazy. And it's just, I know America ain't perfect, but man, other places, man, and places be advanced. Like these places be advanced, and these people are more.
North Korea isn't advanced.
Well, I'm not saying that North Korea is advanced. I'm talking about like certain like China.
They don't even feed. They don't even feed their people.
No, I'm talking about like China. I'm talking about like China.
Oh, okay.
That's very advanced, and those people are smart, but they don't have freedoms that we have in America. You know what I'm saying? There are certain countries that are very advanced. They don't have the freedoms that we have in America. That's why I be like. Plus, I'm not saying that Jamaica, because I'm from Jamaica originally. I'm not saying Jamaica doesn't have like a lot of freedom.
Episode 9, you from Jamaica.
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying that Jamaica doesn't have a lot of freedom, but I feel like in America, I understand America has this problem. It has systematic racism and all these other things that go along with having a problem with and it psychologically damages the black people in America with all these different things that are just put on us. But I think that, I'm just saying that the freedom in America is better than a lot of these other countries. America needs to do better, but a lot of these other countries need to do way better.
Can't two things be right at the same time?
I say that every week, but
you can't feel that the country need to do better and then say that they do. This country do have a lot more freedoms than other countries.
But nothing is perfect. You know what I'm saying? Nothing is perfect. But we're gonna work on it. He tired from the because we went to this.
Man, no, I've been with this dude since 11 o'clock today.
Yeah, we had the auditions for the lick, so he decided to. So
excellent auditions.
So he came along too. Man, people don't understand how draining the auditions are. Like auditions are long, and then it's okay because you get to see a lot of people talent. I like that. But it's like you have to constantly be with people. Like you be like, I'm gonna get a chance to. Nope, you ain't got a chance to use the bathroom. Mm-hmm. Like because it's like one after another after another after another. So the auditions are like really long.
But you get a chance to meet a lot of new people. I've met a lot of new people. A lot of people his first time auditioning and everything like that. So, I was sure like your first time auditioning. Do you remember it or?
Honestly, the first thing that I did with the play, like I was telling you about. Actually, somebody, I wouldn't even think. Honestly, I wasn't even thinking about auditioning. Mm-hmm. Then somebody suggested an audition because the original person that was booked for this role, mm-hmm. was like they couldn't do it. They got sick or something like that. So somebody asked me to fill in. Like, just read these lines, and they and they liked it, and so the rest is history. So yeah, but auditions. Yeah, I have I've been doing it for a while. I still get real nervous right before audition.
I'm just saying, being behind the scenes, it's kind of like it's continuous. It's something continuous that you're looking at. Like this person gonna do the same thing this last person did. Right. You gotta do that all day.
Yeah, I've never been on the other side.
It's not that I don't like it. It's just
you get to see that. Yeah, you get to see that behind the scenes.
Yeah, behind the scenes. Like when I do comedy shows, like that's one of the most like people want to kick it after the comedy show. That's one of the most draining things. Standing up on stage for like an hour trying to make people laugh, and then plus you did practicing your show like for like 2 or 3 weeks. Right. Then you got to stand in front of people, and people are like, oh, let's go kick it after. Like, nah, I need to go home and decompress. This stuff is crazy. Yeah. So Boosie said this week that Lil Boosie. He said this week, I know certain people you don't really fool with, so you don't want to hear about it, but Lil Boosie said this week that Gunna should move to another country and stop making music because, he a snitch. How do you feel about that, Eric?
That's his opinion.
I think he just keep doing what he's been doing, man. It's a lot of people that's been snitched before, and they still making music. They all snitch. You know what I'm saying?
They all done told on somebody.
That's how you feel. You got a right to feel like he from the streets and they had that street perspective or whatever. But I think that if he still make good music, I think people are gonna eventually move on. And he may not have a lot of friends in the industry, but I think if the music is good, it ain't gonna matter.
I think a lot of people just need to mind their own business and just keep doing what you do. Not worry about other.
Not minding your business is the biggest money maker.
Yes,
so it's kind of like what we doing right now? Not minding our business, are we? Because we talking about it. So
right.
he like, no, that's you not minding your business. I'm actually minding my business.
I'm trying to talk about something intellectual. You just talk about Boosie.
Boosie's a part of.
Is it Boosie or Lil Boosie?
Lil Boosie's still a part of the culture, bro. So
yeah, the only reason why he part of the culture is because DJ Vlad. But go ahead, because he on Vlad.
Is DJ Vlad a part of the culture?
I don't know. He's on Vlad.
I mean,
yeah, I really don't.
I mean, it's social media is more entertaining than his
yeah.
music.
I agree with you.
I'm not really a fan of his music like that. I mean, he got Wipe Me Down and
that's
about it.
Yeah, that was about it. And then Vlad, you really try to hype Vlad up to be a part of the culture?
I think he was on the Breakfast Club this morning. Boosie.
He was?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, he's on your favorite show.
The Breakfast Club is great. Breakfast Club is a good show. I mean, I've read both of Charlamagne's books.
Really?
Yeah, I read both. Because you want to promote the fact that we read. Well, exactly. You just, I don't know what you do. You need to start reading. Can you read? I'm about to give you one of these cards and see if you can read.
Oh, man.
Okay, so Japan claims that lab-grown babies could exist by year 2028. How y'all feel about that?
That's fine.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
Yeah, I saw it. You know what it looked like to me?
Yeah.
You ever seen The Matrix?
Right. I fell asleep on the first one.
What? Do you remember?
When did The Matrix come out? I think I was on a date too when that happened. I fell asleep.
You fell asleep on.
You said I woke up the last part.
Yeah, but you gotta like who watched The Matrix one time?
That's the
I seen the first one several times.
Yeah, I seen the first one like 6 or 7 times.
My bad.
Yeah,
like late 90s probably.
Yeah, it was
first
like,
Matrix.
It was like a great movie. It was the concept was just
I got
so
some great sleep.
Yeah,
Until the end part. The end part was entertaining.
But anyway, The Matrix is the you think about. Remember when they had the babies put in the thing and they had a little thing strapped in the back of their heads and they could like put. That's how it looked to me when I was seeing like the baby's gonna be lab grown. I ain't trying to, because you can't say nothing nowadays because it's kind of like it's gonna be trying to dog lab grown babies.
About 10 more
I mean, it just sounds great.
It sounds crazy.
Lab grown.
Yeah, because it sounds crazy because it's like not something that we're used to, and then it's kind of like you kind of feel like, well, how is their humanity different than mine? But if the genes are same as like the genes that are put in human genes, I guess it's.
I mean, how can they mimic, like recreate the mother's womb? Like how is that going to happen? Like
are they gonna pre-make these babies and you can just go to a vending machine like, let me get this baby right here?
Dude, probably because that's
right. That's like I was gonna.
So you can pick up a baby and a Pepsi at the same time.
Yeah, it's like I want a baby and a large fry.
And then about 10 more years we have pet dinosaurs too, right?
Probably. I saw that and I was like, damn, they got lab grown. They're gonna have lab grown baby. Like 2028 is right around the corner.
Right.
So they're about to have
5 years away.
Yeah, they're about to have lab grown babies, and it's kind of like.
You gonna get you one?
Hell no. Like, and then it's kind of like people are gonna get them. Like in the future, people are gonna get them, but it's kind of like it's just like when they used to be like you met online, like back in the day,
right?
And it's like, but people now like that's where people meet online.
What they gonna name him? Labita Dominante?
Oh yeah, like Darius was talking about.
What's up, Darius?
Yeah, it was up there. Darius was saying something. Darius be having them big words. I was like, where my phone at? Oh, I need to Google that word real quick. So Al Pacino, when I saw the Al Pacino thing, I saw that I was skipping. I was like, oh my god. Of course, I thought like he passed because I know he 82. So I'm like,
82 years.
Yeah, I'm like, damn. So I was like, Al Pacino, because like one of my favorite actors. I'm like, oh, he passed because one of my favorite Al Pacino movies was Devil's Advocate.
Okay.
Favorite Al Pacino movie, man. Great movie. And I saw, I was like, oh my god, he passed. Another great legend passed. But no, I saw that he about to have his 4th child with his 29-year-old girlfriend.
That's great.
You like that movie better than Godfather too?
I fell asleep on The Godfather. No, I'm just playing. Now, Godfather was good.
I'm talking about 2. The second one.
The second one. I like that.
That movie is like one of my favorite movies, top 5. Godfather 2.
Okay, but you fell asleep on The Matrix. All these gangster movies that you ain't no gangster. But anyway,
it wasn't really gangster. I mean, it was.
Yeah, that was a gangster movie.
Strategic and thinking. Godfather.
It was a gangster movie. Wouldn't you say the Godfather was a gangster movie? When you say,
I think so.
When you say let's name gangster movies,
right?
Scarface, Godfather, Casino. Name another gangster movie.
But it was more strategy in the Godfather too.
But it was a gangster. But it was a story about gangster life.
Okay, still you're right.
Okay, I usually am. But I saw something. This was funny though. Texas teen charged over a fart prank went wrong.
I saw that.
Yeah, I read it because it was like these pranks.
Like how does it happen? Like what?
I didn't read the whole thing, but I saw it. I thought it was funny because it's something he did a fart prank in the school. And they had to evacuate the school or whatever.
Yeah, I heard somebody had to go to the hospital. Or
Yeah. So
yeah,
because everybody be pranking everybody now, and everybody want to go viral. That's the whole thing. Everybody want to
stop playing with these pranks.
Get hurt. People have died.
Right.
Like people have got shot because they try to prank. But people would rather go viral than get rich. That's what it seemed like.
Yeah, but they was doing this stuff before like social media because like I worked at I work at a high school, work for a school district. I worked at a high school and they used to do pranks all the time. Like it was time kids brought mice in and let mice loose and pour dishwasher.
But these pranks be different. These pranks be different, dude. People be walking up to people that they don't know and they be having their cameras when they doing it now. Right. And they be trying. I think the pranks be a lot different.
Yeah, they be
really
trying to push it.
Really, they be pushing the envelope way more than they used to push it in back in the day, man.
Right. Yeah.
So what you're saying is probably possibly wrong. But
every episode.
No, you was right. You was right to a certain degree, though. Until
thank you, I appreciate you.
Until I unwrapped it and made you see, okay, whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much all I see that's going on this week. So I know right now we got our last topic, which is a very touchy topic that we're gonna talk about. So we're gonna start over next week with four new topics.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
4 new topics. So it's crazy that who we having on next week, because this would have been a good topic for him. It would have, because me and him we talk about stuff like this, like, all the time, like, but this would have been a good topic for him, but it's like, dang, you came on a topic. So the topic is interracial relationships.
But you had it marriage outside of race.
Marriage outside of your race, which is interracial.
I know, but I'm just...
It's the same thing. Two things can be right at the same time. Right? Yeah, so it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Did you know that right?
6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So anyway, a lot of people like speaking about this topic, and I'll just go ahead and start off with this topic. People talk about this topic, and I feel like a lot of people get mad about it. Like Dr. Umar probably killed me. You know what I'm saying? If he listens to this show and Dr. Umar be like, Umar be tripping. But I feel like people like what they like. And in anything, the reasoning for doing something is always the way that you should look at it. Mm-hmm. If somebody is doing it because they hate themselves, then it's still their problem. But that's when you overanalyze it. But some people really be in love and be marrying outside their race. Right. I'm sure, we all mixed up a little bit. My great grandfather was white, so without a white man, I wouldn't have been created. You know what I'm saying? I mean, my mother's side of the family are very African people, so therefore here I am, very dark skinned. I have cousins and family members in England, biracial people. They wouldn't exist if it wasn't for marriage outside of race or dealing with people outside of race. I just think that when it becomes such an issue is when people start disconnecting the people and start making their differences things that they shouldn't be in a relationship with based on. Like people start saying, well, you shouldn't be in a relationship because the man is the one that have actually enslaved our people. And I talk to a lot of people like that because I know people that will get mad that I'm not taking that side.
Well, I mean, there's also interracial marriage or relationships that don't involve white people either.
Right. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I mean, there's always a broad spectrum of that.
It's a broad spectrum, but
you're just basically, you're focusing on,
The reason why I focus on white people is because that's where a lot of the animosity comes from. You know what I'm saying? When people are with, sometimes Asian people too. Because if a black guy's with a Puerto Rican girl, nobody really cares. You know what I'm saying, or with somebody Latin, if somebody black is with somebody Latin, because they feel like they kind of got the same type of genes anyway. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But when somebody's with somebody white, when somebody white and somebody black are together, that's when it's a big deal. Yeah, and that's what people think. Like I know I have friends that have dealt with that's with like white women and have dealt with like really racist stuff from their families, where they like he gonna lose all his money anyway because he ain't nothing but an N-word. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with stuff like, I'm like, dude, how you deal? Like, how you deal with that? Because the world is based on color is a big part of what the world is based on.
Yeah. I mean,
especially black and white.
I mean, I don't really have an issue with it as long as you I do it in a respectful way. Because I see a lot of brothers who do it, and then they gotta diss black women to justify going outside the race. Like, I mean, it might just have nothing to do with that. You might just, just the context you grew up in. You know what I mean? It's like if you I grew up in a majority black community. I didn't spend a lot of time around white people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that I would never. Well, I'm married now, but you know what I'm saying. When I was out there single, I mean, I wouldn't, would say that I wouldn't date a white girl, but I didn't spend a lot of time in circles with a lot of white people around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna put a disclaimer out there. Please do not take no relationship advice from me. None, zero. And like, I can only speak on my perspective and on this topic because I haven't dated outside of my race, so I can't really speak on it. I mean, I feel like you. I feel like you can't help who you love and who you fall in love with, or who you know what I'm saying. But like Demond said, it's like when it comes to that point where if you choose to do that, then you shouldn't put down. Right. Like if you're a black man and you choose to date, white women or outside of race, you shouldn't put down black women. Right. And vice versa. Right. So I think that's when it gets disrespectful, is when you get to that point where you start, putting people down just because you had a few bad experiaces. Just because
generalizing all black women.
Because all right, this is what the world is based on right now. There is systematic racism. There was oppression, slavery, whatever, all those things that have you. So black people are coming from being oppressed people on earth. You know what I'm saying? We were oppressed by Caucasians. Black people a lot of black people feel like we should surpass being a part of them. We should surpass being in relationships with them because you're being in a relationship with your oppressor. Now, I know that a lot of this stuff, we watch CNN, we watch a lot of this stuff that, the thing about human beings, we become more modernized. You know what I'm saying? We become more modernized. Because if a black person and a white person get together, they can still have babies. They're two human beings. So when we were like not modernized, a lot of those things were looked at like, we cannot make this happen with these two people because it's breaking the tradition of being with the oppressor, somebody that beat us, somebody, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of people take it in that sense, and it's still in that sense, even in current, present, civilized time. You know what I'm saying? So people still look at it like that. But me, I feel like we are past those times. No, racism still exists. I don't think that none of these things are totally eradicated in our community. But I think being more progressive human beings, those things actually happen, and you can't hate somebody based on who they love, because it's still a lot of us trying to hold on to that right now. You know what I'm saying? And it's easily taught by black and white people.
Yeah, but I think a lot of times I'm in the, I don't want to say, I guess I would say it's a majority or whatever, where I think people should just mind their business. You know what I'm saying? Just because who you date does not bother, or it does not affect on how I live my day-to-day life or whatever. Now, when it comes to the point where, like, if you dating somebody and you're putting down your own race or whatever, then that's when it becomes disrespectful. You know, it shouldn't be about you putting down your own race just so you can feel comfortable about who you're dating and who you married and who you with, you know, outside of your race.
I have friends that are married outside of their race, and like, you know, and they're black, and I never hear them put down their own race. But if you really get to the conversation, you know, sometimes I make things real friendly just so I can hear how they really feel. Right. You know what I'm saying? But they be like, yeah, I ain't got to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? And that's putting down your race when you start saying, I ain't got to deal with. You know what I'm saying? That's still putting down your race. I'm like, oh, so you that's why. You know what I'm saying? I'll be hearing them say that, but that's to each his own. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes everybody's different. Human beings. You know what I'm saying? As far as, you know, I feel like sometimes we are driven to be the way we are based on our past traumas and our past depression and past things that have happened to us that create these bad behaviors in different societies and different communities and stuff. But sometimes I feel like we got to get a way to get past that. You know, got to get a way to get past that. But life gonna continue to be what life is, bro. Like,
yeah, but I think like especially like when it comes to that, like, you know, you, your spouse, or the person you're dating or whatever, you could, you know, jail, but then you had that outside interference. You have that family, your friends, co-workers, people you associate with, making comments and, you know, voicing their opinion and everything. So I think a lot of times that's where a lot of the conflict come from.
Now, if co-workers are doing it, go to HR. That's what I would do. And if your family doing it, go to the police. No, I'm joking.
At the end of the day, you love who you love. Yeah, you find somebody that you click with and they vibe with. I mean, who cares? It ain't got nothing to do with me.
So y'all agree, like, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Stop hating on what other people gotta do. Eric will always say, I be minding my own business.
Yeah,
that's his favorite term. Right. Your favorite term is I be minding my own business. What's my favorite term?
Two things could be right at the same time.
Yep. Well, you know, we really enjoyed this topic. Really enjoyed having our guests today. Did you have anything else that you want to say? Anything?
No, I'm good, man. I appreciate y'all for having me on here, man.
No doubt. Yeah, we appreciate you.
Dope conversation.
Yeah, he was on the lick too. He was on the lick. Did you know that?
Oh yeah.
He's a lawyer.
Yeah, they need to reprise my character and bring me back on there for a couple more episodes.
You know what? We talked. We talked about that. We was talking about like me and Rick was talking about like we gotta bring him back, but we wrote him as somebody that was out of town. How we gonna go about doing that?
well, still tell me every day they killing me. They about to kill me off. So.
That was on the show. And the lick too. So all right, yeah. But yeah, we really enjoy having you, man. This show gonna be up on Sunday.
Yeah, so, you know, check out all of Demond's movies. You know, it was Assassin Game.
Yeah, Assassin Game.
Single and Ready, Banger. Do you have anything else that's coming up in the future? Anything you're working on?
Live, Love, and Lies, web series I worked on about a year ago. Probably I should be coming to YouTube pretty soon. Okay. And that's about it right now.
Okay, cool. And hey, everybody's watching. Make sure you follow this guy. You know, support him. Check out everything he does, and hopefully I'll be here next week and still keep me up for sure.
Hopefully.
Yeah, you follow me on IG, Demond_Ballou, DEMOND_BALLOU, and try to keep y'all up to date on everything I'm working on.
Appreciate it.
All right, yeah, we appreciate having Demond, and hope y'all enjoy this episode, and y'all have a good rest of your weekend.
Soundstripe.